Hello, my name is Jamie. I'm here to try and briefly answer what is the Critical Trends Assessment Program. Well, in 1858, soon-to-be President Abraham Lincoln opened his House-divided speech with these words: "If we could first know where we are and whither we are tending, we could better judge what we do and how we do it." Lincoln knew that sound information needs to guide good decisions. Since statehood almost 200 years ago, the Illinois landscape has changed dramatically with the conversion of natural ecosystems to human uses. Forests logged, prairies plowed under, wetlands drained, streams straightened. Luckily, not everything was destroyed, and patches of forest, grassland, and wetland exist today as fragmented islands in an agricultural and urban landscape. These habitat patches serve as important storehouses of biodiversity and are important for many economic and ecological reasons. It almost goes without saying that even these patches have not been untouched by the hand of man. So what is the condition of these habitats? Even with 150 years of biological data collection, starting with Stephen Forbes and many others, there are still gaps in our ecological knowledge. Scientists from the scientific surveys and state agencies set out to answer the condition question, and in a 7-volume report published in 1994, they concluded that pollution declined dramatically during the previous 20 years, the condition of natural ecosystems is rapidly declining, and available data are not sufficient to assess ecosystem health. So in 1997, Natural History Survey scientists created a habitat monitoring program to fill the data void. They were charged with collecting ecological information to assess ecosystem condition and try and detect trends as systems change. Given real-world constraints on budgets and human resources, representative habitats and organisms were selected. Count birds and plants in forests, wetlands, and grasslands, aquatic insects and streams. To capture information about ecosystem condition, 150 sites in each habitat were randomly selected from across the state. And since most of Illinois is privately owned, most CTAP sites are on private land. A small team of biologists cannot collect data at 600 sites each year, so 30 sites in each habitat are surveyed. At the end of 5 years, all or almost all sites are visited. We then start over. Vegetation data are collected using plot-based methods. Birds are identified and data recorded using standardized 10-minute point counts. Aquatic insects are systematically collected and counted. After 15 years, we can start to characterize habitats. Ecological trends are more elusive. Forests are still our most biologically diverse habitats. Ecologically important oaks are still dominant, but this composition is threatened by non-native shrubs like buckthorn and honeysuckle. Garlic mustard is a non-native and invasive forest herb, and CTAP data have shown an increase in abundance of this species across only 2 sampling periods. Birds respond to patch size and structure. Bigger patches of forest harbor a more abundant and diverse fauna. Red-eyed vireos are relatively common. Kentucky warblers need larger patches of forest. 90% of Illinois' wetlands have been destroyed, and what remains is degraded. Over half of our sites are dominated by non-native plant species like reed canary grass. Very few sites sampled harbor wetland-dependent bird species like pie-billed grebe. Grassland habitat is not the prairie that once covered Illinois. This habitat exists as pastures, hayfields, reclaimed service mines. Dominant plants are non-native agricultural grasses. Grassland-dependent birds are rare to absent due to the small size of these patches. Natural streams have been negatively impacted by channelization, siltation, and increased flows. Channelized streams harbor very few mayflies, stoneflies, and caddisflies, while naturally meandering and healthier streams harbor many more of these indicative species. In 2012, we embarked on our 4th 5-year cycle of sampling, and we plan to continue this worthwhile endeavor into the foreseeable future. Systematic, standardized, and statewide biological data collection is unique. Some of this information has been summarized and analyzed and results published, but more questions need to be asked of these data. Give us a call to collaborate. Thanks.